Okay, we are back in the kitchen making a fantastic quick dinner recipe, Rush Hour Chicken Fajitas. Love this recipe. It comes together really, really quickly. Perfect for when the weather gets warmer because we're not going to use the stove or the oven. This one is a microwave recipe. Absolutely, you can do it on the stove top if you want. We're going to do this one, Rush Hour, in the microwave. Love this recipe because it uses some of our power tools. First thing we're going to use is the deep covered baker. Gorgeous stoneware baker, if you want to look at that. That's how we're going to cook our vegetables and our chicken. To prep our peppers and our onions, we're going to use the ultimate Mandoline. So this is a really fun tool to use as well. To warm our tortillas, we're going to warm them in the large micro cooker as well. And of course, to chop up the chicken, we're going to use our salad chopper. This we're going to use on the cooked chicken. This is what makes this recipe so fast. We're going to use our garlic slicer to sliver our garlic, and I'm just going to use one of my favorite knives, the little 5-inch santoku, just to prep the vegetables to use in the ultimate Mandoline. So quick rundown of ingredients, and I'll post this on my Facebook page as well. We're going to use 2 peppers. We're going to use, the recipe calls for 2 medium onions. The store that I was at only had large onions, so we're going to make do with that. A couple of cloves of whole garlic that we're going to slice. We're going to use some of our chipotle rub in there as the seasoning. You need about 1.5 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breasts. It's about 3, the equivalent of about 3. And that's just in a batter bowl waiting to go. And then of course we're going to serve it up with our tortillas and some shredded cheese and sour cream and salsa as well. So we're going to get going right away. First thing we're going to do is prep our vegetables. This is the Pampered Chef honing tool. If you have beautiful forged cutlery knives, you want to keep them honed. You don't need to professionally sharpen them more than once every year or 2, but you do want to hone them well. I'm going to just flip over my cutting board because I don't want to get anything on where I'm cutting. And to hone the knives, all you're going to do is just draw the blade through about 5 times. That's going to keep my blade in alignment. So that is the honing tool. If you have good quality knives, you're going to need one of those. And a reminder, Pampered Chef knives do come apart. The cases do come apart for storage and for washing as well. So we're going to get going. First thing we're going to do is prep our peppers. If you were using this whole or a half, always only ever use the bottom half of the pepper. Keep the stem and the seeds in it. It's going to keep your pepper fresh in the fridge for a long time. If I was slicing this by hand, I would simply make the pepper, you can see is like a square, just make 4 cuts along here to make 4 flat pieces, and then I'd be able to cut those up really, really well. The fact is, we are using our Mandoline, so I'm just going to cut the entire top off and pull out the seeds and the membrane. That's the bitter part, and this is going to be ready to slice just like that. So with our ultimate Mandoline, I'm just going to get our other pepper ready at the same time, and we'll just pull this out. Those peppers are ready to go. With our ultimate Mandoline, it comes like this, easy for storage, right? So this is what we call our blade garage. Holds all 4 of the blades. Because we're slicing peppers, I'm going to grab the V blade out of there and just set this aside. The slider just hooks on top of here for storage only. We're actually going to need to slide it right onto the Mandoline in order to use it. So this slides in to the side of the Mandoline here. The benefit of the Pampered Chef Mandoline versus some of them on the market is the blade sits completely flush until the hopper runs over it. To slide this part on, you simply follow the groove all the way on, and you should be able to hold your Mandoline like that. And as you can see, as soon as I go over, now it's lifted the blade. So it's got what we call a safety mechanism in place. Lays flush, and as soon as it's lifted over, you can see that it goes up. So it keeps it really, really safe. We are going to use it just on the cutting board here. We're just going to pop our pepper, and of course I thought this might happen. Our peppers are too big, so we're going to just do our best anyway. Pampered Chefs, not perfect chefs, and we're just going to slide, I'll go this way, this down. You can see the rings coming out here. Then this has hooks on it. Just going to do that. Get my knife out of the way here. Until the entire pepper is sliced. I'm not going to worry about this little bit. I don't want to risk cutting myself, right? So don't be too particular about those little things. So you can see how nice this is. I'm just going to go ahead and slice the other pepper, and we'll be right back. And the yellow pepper sliced up. That is just going to go into the bottom of our deep covered baker, just like so. And now we're ready to prep the onion. As you saw before, this was a rather large onion. So if this happens to you, that it just barely fits, don't stress, just take off 1 or 2 of the outside layers of the onion. It's not a big deal. You're still going to be left with lots of slices. You want to make this easy for yourself, right? Now we're just going to attach the prongs onto here and go for it again. You can see how quickly this is making slices. A bit noisy, I apologize. And this tool is ready to go into the dishwasher. And the best thing that I love about this tool is the fact that the hopper comes completely apart and goes in the dishwasher as well, which means that we're not going to get any carryover from onion residue and flavor and stuff like that. Everything's going to wash up really easily, and this made this job incredibly fast. So now these onion slices are just going to go into the deep covered baker as well. They're going to cook down with our chicken. You can see how easy that is. I just keep a collapsible bowl on my counter and to use as a garbage bowl. Makes it really, really easy to transfer everything over to our the garbage bin afterwards. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is add 2 cloves of garlic. Pampered Chef is known for their garlic press. Absolutely, the garlic press is fantastic. It also makes a really intense garlic flavor if you use crushed garlic. So we're going to use sliced garlic instead. I'll move this garbage bowl out of the way here and move the deep covered baker over so we can add it in. All you're going to do to slice the garlic is we need to peel it first. So we're just going to cut the end off. Now, Pampered Chef has a garlic peeler. It's a little tube of silicone that you can roll on the counter. The easiest way to peel garlic is to simply hold the side of your knife. Oh my gosh, that was hysterical. A piece of garlic just flew across the kitchen. And just rock it with your knife a little bit. And basically that's going to loosen it enough for you to get the peel off. My dog is very curious as to why something fell on the floor. We are going to take a quick break and just get the garlic. The garlic is off the floor, and my hands are washed again, and we're back doing peeling our garlic. So all I did was just pound it on the counter a little bit with the back of my knife, and it's helping loosen the skin. We're just going to try to get all the peel off. This is kind of a weird shaped one. Good enough. Okay, so now we've got our peeled garlic. We're just going to load it into the garlic slicer. This comes apart for easy cleaning. Ironically, it's like a miniature version of the spiral and slice that I used to do that zucchini rotini. So we're just going to pop the garlic into here, put our cover back on, then we are simply going to turn, and you can see we get these beautiful slivers of garlic. This is going to make a much more mild flavored garlic. You can also use this to shave almonds, whole almonds. If you go on the Thankful Squirt blog, you'll be able to see that if you just search garlic slicer in. I used it to slice almonds. You can also use it to slice Parmesan cheese or chocolate or anything like that as well. Really fantastic tool to have on hand if you like that kind of thing. So here we have basically the vegetable mix. That's ready to go. The only other thing that we need to do is add our chicken. So let me move this aside. In here, in our old style batter bowl, I've got 3 chicken breasts that I've just sort of tossed with 1 or 2 tablespoons of cooking oil. Now we're going to add our chipotle rub. Chipotle is a secret ingredient in most winning chili recipes. I am a chili contender. I have won a couple of different events, granted at people's homes, but nonetheless, and the secret ingredient has also always been chipotle. So this may very well be the secret ingredient in our awesome fajitas as well. So the recipe calls for 1 to 2 tablespoons, or actually it calls for 2 tablespoons of rub. We're going to go for it. Smells fantastic. So now all we're going to do is toss this chicken around with the rub, and then we're simply going to lay it on top of our vegetable. My videographer is having a hard time with the smell. It is very flavorful. We're simply going to lay our chicken out right on top of our vegetable. This is all going to go right into the microwave with the lid on. We're simply going to cover and cook on high for about 12 to 15 minutes until the chicken is complete. 15 minutes in the microwave. Pulling our deep covered baker out using our fabulous little microwave grips. I'm going to lift the lid away from me. All the steam is going to rise up. And now you can look inside here. Does that not look fantastic? All the vegetables have cooked down. Now we're just going to temperature check our chicken in the thickest part. I'm going to go with the one in the middle. We're just going to pop this in, keeping in mind that the sensor is in the middle. We're looking for 165. So we're just going to wait and check here and see. You always want to temperature check your meat because otherwise you have a tendency to overcook it. The recipe mentioned 12 to 15 minutes. I know that my microwave is a little bit older and a little bit lower temp, so I knew that to push it to a few more minutes. We are still riding at about 140. I'm going to check the other one just to be sure. See where we're at. Sometimes I find that the thermometer just takes a minute to warm up to get to temperature, because now if you look, we're all the way up to 180, right? So had I done it the first time, I might have been tempted to put it back in, but I can see that we're still not quite done. So I'm going to move our chicken around. I'm tempted to take out the piece that was the correct temperature so that it doesn't overcook, right? This one is already 160. I think what I'm going to do is just pop it back into the microwave again with the lid for only about 3 minutes. And that's going to make sure that this last chicken breast is cooked well. We are back. I'll put it in for about another 2 or 3 minutes, and we are definitely at temperature now, feeling a lot better about it. Now we are all set to chop up our chicken. We're going to switch tools and go with the gorgeous salad choppers. So all we're going to do now is try to get underneath the chicken. You might have to get in a little bit closer to see this. I'll move it over. We're going to get under the chicken, and we're just going to use the salad choppers to chop up our chicken. I tell you, it's a lot easier to chop up this chicken now that it's cooked. A lot less mess. You're not having to dirty a cutting board, slicing raw chicken. We just put it right into the deep covered baker with our vegetables, and now you can see how juicy this chicken is. We're just using our salad choppers to move it all around, trying to avoid the peppers and whatnot if we can, but we're not going to be too fussy about it. You can see it's got a round scooped bottom. That also makes it ideal for going into the bottom of the batter bowl. So if you wanted to use this to make like a Greek salad or to chop up that kind of stuff, you could as well. So and here's another problem you have to keep an eye on. I'm thinking to myself, why isn't this chopping all the way? The blades are so sharp. And the reason is because this safety lock has gotten in the way, and it's causing my shears to not close all the way. So you always want to make sure that your chopper shears are up, and now you can see it's chopping right through all that chicken. You guys, this is a really easy, fast, fun recipe. If you don't have chipotle rub, you can use just a package of taco seasoning or fajita seasoning mix, and that's it. Dinner is served. So in less than half an hour, we've got this amazing dish, and all I used was 3 chicken breasts. This is going to be enough dinner for my entire family, and probably some leftovers as well. Now all we're going to do is, I've got small flour tortillas in the micro cooker, and it's going to microwave for about 30 seconds till they're warm. Then we're going to serve this up with our gorgeous fajita chicken. We've got some shredded cheddar cheese, if you want to switch over here, and just some fresh salsa and some sour cream as well. Easy enough. Taco, topped it with cheese and a little bit of sour cream. We're simply going to roll this over and serve. Bon appetit.